In the world of hunting, there's what we call once-in-a-lifetime tags. Tags so rare and difficult to draw, they usually take a lifetime. Thanks to hunting full and a little bit of luck, I was fortunate enough to draw one of these coveted tags in Montana, chasing some gigantic elk. With 21 days to hunt for a bull of a lifetime, the challenge was set. Well, we're heading to the elk woods. There's about 50 cows up there. There is one bull who's been doing a couple of bugles, which is awesome. Bull's coming. Well, we knew it wasn't going to be that easy. There's a pretty good bull, but he's just not quite there. He's still pretty young. You know, in any other unit, he would be a shooter for sure, like the bull from yesterday. But it's just, you know, this is a once-in-a-lifetime tag, so we're sort of looking for a once-in-a-lifetime bull, I guess. We ended up spotting a herd of elk making their way into the timber down in the lowlands here, so we're going to quickly run down and try and intercept them.
We have been bugling across the gully to this bull for at least an hour, and he's finally walked out of the timber. He's raking a tree at the moment. He is like right on the edge of a shooter. Like if this was day 12, I'd be running down this hill like a madman. No, I think we can find a bigger bull. And at this stage, I'll probably save it for that, but I just hope I don't regret this decision in 2 weeks' time. Just great to be amongst it. It seems like the rut's really starting to pick up. Bulls are responding to bugles, so already looking forward to tomorrow. Can't wait.
The first rays of morning light always carry a sense of optimism, as if the day ahead holds endless possibilities. By now, our morning routine had become second nature. Up well before first light, climbing some distant ridge, sending out bugles and hoping for a reply. Then ultimately, relying on our optics to scan for elk when we were greeted with silence. This morning, our final day on this section of private property, we hiked up the largest ridge in the drainage, meaning roughly a 1,000-foot climb before the sun had fully crested the horizon. So far, our efforts had been met with little reward. No replies to our calls, and only one distant sighting of a herd of elk, but with no bull amongst them. However, as the thermals shifted, they carried with them the faintest echoes of bugles from a small gully below. We moved down, the bugling growing louder with each step. Our options for approach were limited, with exposed hilltops offering little cover. Peering over the ridge into the gully, we saw several smaller bulls leaving the thick timber where most of the bugling was coming from. Among them, a nice mature bull was running around in circles, bugling, trying to keep his harem of cows together, but the cows seemed to be slipping away, moving back into the dense timber to bed down. We circled the ridge, aiming to get into the gully undetected and move in on the bull. But as we crested a small rise, the bull appeared, right in front of us at 80 metres. Having lost his cows to the more dominant bulls in the pines, he was now on the hunt for new, more engaged females. With no cover between us, we were forced to watch as he circled around, eventually catching our wind and disappearing back into the trees.
We heard the faintest of bugles up high, and we've tracked it all the way into this little secluded gully. Got over the top and just peeked in, and there was an absolute incredible bull running around, and what makes it even better is we think he was a satellite, and there's still a heap of cows in there. There was still bugling going on, so we're hoping that the herd bull's even big on him, but we're just going to edge our way down into the timber and hopefully close the gap.
Hunting elk in dense aspens often presents a significant challenge. Finding a clear shooting lane can feel nearly impossible amongst the tangle of trunks and undergrowth. After locating a small meadow near the heart of the bugling activity, we decided to set up and attempt to call in a bull. 15 minutes had passed with no response, prompting us to slowly and carefully advance towards the source of the action. As the signs of elk intensified, fresh feces, disrupted foliage, and the sharp scent of elk in the air, we soon realised we had slipped into the very centre of the herd. We were surrounded, with cows just 10 metres above and below us on the steep hillside. We were pinned, caught in the heart of the herd with no room to move and no chance to retreat. We sink low, barely breathing, as the satellite bull drifts through the trees tending to his cows just 35 metres away. We dare not call. One wrong sound could send the whole hillside erupting in alarm. Beyond the bedded bull we caught glimpses of movement, other bulls stirring, their calls echoing through the timber. And so we wait, hoping that the true herd bull will grow restless and come this way to reassert his dominance. All we could do now is disappear into our limited cover and let the mountain decide what happened next.
Well, what an amazing morning that was. I mean, this is what September's all about. It seems like the rut's really kicked in this morning. We found this little hidden basin and they were going absolutely crazy, snuck in there. That really nice bull walked past at less than 20 yards, ended up sort of milling around with the cows, sort of nudging them, and then bedding at like 35 yards, so well and truly within bow range. We ended up getting busted because one of them eventually winded us, which, we were there for about 45 minutes, so it was bound to happen and the whole herd's just taken off. But to have this many elk around you just bugling, going absolutely crazy, I mean, that's what it's all about, and it was such an awesome morning. So hopefully that rutting activity just continues and picks up, but yeah, it's really starting to turn on, which is awesome.
As the warm midday temperatures sap the energy from the running activity, we take the opportunity to refuel and replenish our calories. With long treks back to camp each evening and early morning ascents into the mountain, we make the most of the midday lull by catching up on much needed sleep while the mountain lays quiet. Sensing that the rut is beginning to gain momentum, we position ourselves high on the mountain early, hoping to catch bulls on the move as they go searching for cows.
Well, this day just keeps getting better and better. We end up just hearing from the property owner to say that we can stick around for a couple more days, which is fantastic. We've just set up for the afternoon on this glassing knob. We've got 360-degree views of this whole basin. Just been watching young bulls traverse all the ridges, which is great because they're doing all the hard work for us. Plan to just sit here for the afternoon and sort of move around, see what's moving, see where the herds are at, and hopefully locate a magnificent bull for the morning.
All we wanted was a chance. We knew the calibre of bulls that existed in this unit. One opportunity was all we wanted. With the increased rutting intensity, we'd hoped that would have brought some new bulls into the basin overnight. We found elk, but all the familiar cows and bulls we'd seen in the days before. Though the biggest pressing issue was we'd run out of food the day prior, so we returned to camp early to go into town and get some more supplies. With clean clothes and an esky overflowing with food, we felt ready, provisioned and determined to hunt hard in the days ahead. We had barely started unloading the groceries from the car when one of the basin's dominant bulls drifted into view. We'd seen him several times before and had taken to calling him Big John. He paraded past camp as though he owned the mountain, no more than 50 metres away. We gathered our gear and climbed the ridge, settling into Glass for the evening. Below us, Big John continued his rutting behaviour, pushing his cows around. With cold weather rolling in and low temperatures forecasted for the coming days, we hoped the rutting frenzy would only intensify.